Okay, it looks like I'm live. I'm gonna give people a chance to get in here while I get set up. I'm a little late just because I was out and about. So I'm just gonna open things up. Oh my god. Okay, let me do this real quick. Hello. Let's see who's coming in here. Yeah, I actually just I went to a coffee shop for breakfast, so I got my breakfast ready to go. Let's see. All right, let's move this over here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's move this over here. I don't know what this is for, but oh look, let me move this over here. Let's look at the time. All right, so we got quite a few people in. Um, hello, hello. So, if someone in the room can actually let me know, did you get an email from Top and Fiction? I'm about to check my email to see if that's what happened. Hello from Minnesota, Minnesota Jack. Excellent. So I'm wondering if I should do the email thing just because I'm about to send another email immediately after this, which is going to have like um, the TIFF Weekly and it's going to have the video about this. So I'm wondering if I should just have it like do the app notification rather than sending you guys two emails every Monday. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this because this is my first time doing this. I did not get an email. I wonder if that's okay. I'll bet you I know why. Let me see. No, I have everything checked off. I wonder if my profile, everything is checked off. That's the wrong. Should be under settings. Yeah, that's checked off too. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe it's because I'm doing it that I didn't get one. Hello, Tom. I am, oh, Queen's in the house. I am originally from Bronx, New York. That was where I was born and raised in the Boogie Down. Okay, so I'm going to open up the list of the people who've been featured, and I'm going to bring up what my news is. That's the other thing. I'm trying to figure out, should I do the news first and then the featured? Should I do the featured first and then give you the updates? Oh, so many things to try to figure out. We got a couple more people joining. Hello to everyone coming in. This is our first Top and Fiction weekly live. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, I feel like I will have this down to a science and I'll know exactly what I want to say, how I want to say it, what I'm going to do, etc. For now, it's just a bit all over the place. I will just give one more. News first. Okay, that's what I was thinking because people might come in, they might hear who the top and fixture people are, then they might bounce and they might not stick around for the news. So I am with you, Ava, and news first. I think news first sounds best. We're still getting a couple more people in, but I'm going to start with the news. So the first thing is, sorry, I hate having things on my wrist when I'm sitting at my desk. Um, there are two things really, two main things that I wanted to bring up. The first one is um, the rebrand. So I want to do a Top and Fiction rebrand. I think that Top and Fiction deserves it. We've been doing it for 6 months now. We've got almost 1,000 um, people subscribed, which is great. We're growing exponentially, and so I would love to take what I created using, a Canva type thing and actually create something that looks better. Oh, that's so cool. If you go to topinfiction.com at the top, there's a banner that actually says that I'm live. That's pretty cool. Um, I didn't know it would do that. That's actually pretty awesome. Okay. So, yeah, so I'm wanting to hire someone and it's obviously not cheap or not inexpensive, I should say. Um, in order to do a logo, the whole bit, the whole 9 yards for Top and Fiction. And so I'm coming to you, the people who are helping support this thing, helping me keep this thing afloat, to see if anyone would be willing to donate. There should be a button at the bottom of the email that you'll get today for donating directly from uh, buy me a coffee. I blanked for a second. I'm like, what does that button point to? Um, but in any regard, so there's that I wanted to talk to you about. I'm hoping to hire this person by the end of today, and I need to have a certain amount in order to do that. To like really hire him on, have him do all the designing, sketching, show me what his thoughts and ideas are. We already had a huge discussion a couple of weeks ago. And then when I realized how much the cost would be for something that I'm asking for, I was like, okay, I need to come to the community and see if there's any way that they could help to get this off the ground. The second thing, I mean, I've got so many things planned, but I'm trying to keep myself very tight lipped. I'm trying to take my time and not rush and tell you all of my ideas. But here's what I'm going to tell you now because it happens to be something that I want to kick off in February. So I've been showing this banner called TiF Presents, and it's Top and Fiction Presents dot dot dot. And the idea behind it is that if there are certain themes throughout the year that I want Top and Fiction to now not just promote and support stories that are written on people's individual publications, but I want to also show and have fiction that can be read on Top and Fiction as well from all of the writers who so far have been featured. So I'm going to try to pick themes and ideas that um, are relevant to all the genres. So no matter what you write, whether it's horror, whether it's poetry, whether it's um, mystery, whether it's romance, that you can write something for this. Things like the word count um, will come later, but for right now, I just wanted to announce that the first one we're doing, which is kind of funny because romance is not my cup of tea, is going to be Top and Fiction Presents Valentine's. Um, so the idea is going to be I'm going to give you a theme, and the theme will, like I said, it will try to encompass any genre that you write. And I want it to be something where you can, if you want to write a Valentine's Day card, it could be a card that you create. It could be a poem. It could be a song. It could be, a love letter. It could be a short story. Whatever form you want to use for the theme that I present to you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my favorite, and hopefully there will be a judge who I'm talking with right now who's going to sponsor this, who will also pick their favorite. And then I will do sort of like a TIFF disruption where I will share the stories and all the different forms for this theme, and you'll get a medallion. You'll get the PDF, and but it'll be actual stories or actual things that are um, readable and enjoyable, and and fiction on top of fiction. Besides just sharing the stories um, and pointing you elsewhere, you'll be able to now find fiction on top of fiction as well. So I'm hoping that that goes well. I've got like 5 or 6 themes already, or different um, areas that I feel would work for TIFF Presents. So, and it's a good catalyst to what I hope to introduce at the end of the year, going into 2026. Because I don't want to put too many eggs in too many baskets right now. So I'm going to start small. And I think doing TIFF Presents right now is something that's easily manageable, because it's less about having winners and losers, and it's more about what resonated with me, what were my favorites. Everyone who participates, their work will get shared. It's not like I'm going to exclude anyone. So anyone who participates, I will figure out a way to make sure that everyone sees what your work was and what your contribution was to whatever the TIFF Presents moment is. Um, Obviously, I want to have this in time for Valentine's Day, so I'm hoping not today, but next week, Monday, I will have more information for you on like where to submit, word count, or whatever the real guidelines are for how this works, and hopefully be able to tell you who the sponsor is if that works out, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so that is, I think that's it for what I have for news. Um, Let me just look at my notes here before I move on to the reason why we're all here, um, which is for me to announce the 20 stories. Now, just a reminder, I increased from last year. So last year, I would feature 15 stories and then 5 honorable mentions. This year, because there's so many, and I do want to make a note, this past Friday was the most submissions for recommendations that we've had ever in the last 6 months. So in the last 6 months, we've had 25 of these, and we've never had this many. It was over 70. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So hold on 1 second. I just need to tend to my nose real quick. So without further ado, here are the 20, and this was, not easy for me to pick. And again, I will work on how I'm going to do this. But for right now, I think I'm going to mention the title, the post title, or the story title, um, the and then the writer, and then their publication. Um, and I think I might even say if what the type is, if it's a serial or short story, and maybe even the genre. I feel like that might be a lot. So let's see how that goes. Um, and maybe I might want to amend that as I go forward. But all right, here we go. So this is the. Um, should I do them in groups? Because that's how I usually do them. Let's do them in groups. Let's do them in groups. Um, I'm gonna do them in groups, and I'm gonna remove the honorable mention so that I'm just doing the top 20. All right. So let's start with poetry. So these are all of. We actually got three. I selected three poetry. Um, or poems, I should say. So the first one is After the Ice Age by K.M. McKellar, and the publication name is the same as the name K.M. McKellar After the Ice Age. Next is Strip Mall Nightmare by Emily Cook of Emily's Substack. And lastly is Beachmaster by C.J. O'Hare of Between Two Lampposts. So those are the three featured poetry stories. Next, we have micro and flash fiction. So we've got Winter Rain from Catherine Elaine of Catherine's Substack. Oh, Bessie from by W.B. Foley of W.B.'s Substack. The Ark by J. Kyle Turner of a fictionalized account. Portrait of a Hitman by Johnson of Movie Deaths. Letter of Rejection by Wirrawak of The Whack Attack or the WAC Attack. Comes the Dark by Sharon Bassano of Leaves. And Run the Titles Volume 5 by Chris J. Franklin of Tales of the Zeitgeist. Short story The Hawthorne Tree by V. Kelly Sibley of Pandora's Box of Infinite Stories. The Weight of Snow by J. Curtis of Tiny Worlds. Nina's Gift by Nancy Waddle of Nancy's Substack. My Little Bluebird by Aaron Martinez of the same name, Aaron Martinez. Rick Shift In by B.H. Schaefer of Schaefer's Quill. Winter Light Festival by Michael Person of Michael Person's Thunderous Fantasies. Afterwards, The Signal by Cade Robinette of Afterwards, The Zombieverse. Short serials. Shapeshifting Secrets on New Year's Eve by J. Packer Sams of The Cat's Meow. Serials. Fallout Chapter 53 by Eleanor Anstruther of The Literary Obsessive. And finally, The Removal, The Shift Agents of Chaos, Episode 1 by S.L. Stallings of The Shift Agents of Chaos. Okay, that is all 20. Um, I just want to see if I missed any communication while I read those out. So that was all 20. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read the honorable mentions. Those will just be in the email, but there are 5 of them um, that went fairly well, I think. It wasn't too long. I'm going to try to keep this to under 20 minutes, 15 minutes if I can make that possible. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I will be back next week, Monday. We will make this a regular thing. Next week, I'm going to try to not send an email to just see if it notifies you through the app. And then let's see if we get the same number of people who come. Because if I get more people, if I do the email thing, then I may have to do the email thing and risk you getting 2 emails on Monday. So we will see how that works. So the late comments, I'm so sorry you missed it. Yeah, I know. Thank you all for being here, though. I truly appreciate it. Um, to all the newcomers, to all the people who were here from the beginning 6 months ago when we started this journey, I do appreciate it. You will hear more from me in the coming weeks and months about things that are going to be happening. In the meantime, I've got to go. And I'm working on the TIFF annual recap in 2024, which is coming in 9 days. So look out for that. It's going to be awesome. Um, keep writing that great fiction, and I will keep being on the lookout for it to make sure that I promote it and support it as best and as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching. And this video, by the way, will be in the email that goes out in about the next 30 to 45 minutes. this video will be attached to that. So if anyone who missed it, you'll get to watch the video later and hear your name being spoken if you think that's cool and you like that. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye.